So I'm gonna get this done before the camera dies again, because the camera dies really quickly apparently. I think that I am unhappy for, and it's not like the normal type of unhappy. It's more like a unsatisfied unhappy. I think part of it has to do with the amount of time that's passed since being here. I think some of it still has to do with things that still haven't been mentally dealt with since before being here. Namely, actually, I know it's that problem because I can't even say it. I can't even say what the problem is. And so if you can't say what the problem is, it's probably a problem, right? Even though this is my channel, I can do what I want on this channel. I can say what I want on this channel, and this person probably never will watch this channel. It's still like a what the hell's going on type thing. I think it's part of it also. Okay, so fuck it. Here what we're gonna do. So I wrote a letter to a person named Emily. Pretty dumb, honestly. I have this mentality of like, fuck it, why not? And so, not a good one to have all the time. Or, you know. Granted, it wasn't like the worst thing in the world that I've done in my life, but it was also just like, why the fuck would I do that? This person isn't like super special in any way. Like, this person was neat. I don't know. I think maybe subconsciously it was a notice me type thing, or maybe it was just like a, I don't know. Because like every time we'd have a conversation, I can only remember like 2 or 3 times he'd look me in the eye, and I was like, oh wow, this person does acknowledge me as a person. But sometimes it felt like this person didn't, because sometimes we'd actually talk, or we would try to converse, and they would like not look me in the face or in the eye, and I just kind of felt that as a way to just to be a man, hurt my ego, blah blah blah. And it wasn't like I thought that this person deserved to look me in the eye when they talked to me, but it was also just kind of like a, I was like, okay, maybe it might be a me thing. And then I kind of observed this person talk to other people, and I was like, oh, okay, so they can look at people in the eye, but it's just me. So I don't know. No idea. I never brought it up because I didn't have the confidence to do so anyway. So I was just kind of like, fuck. I ended up writing him a letter 3 years later, and it was the, I don't know. I stole the paper thing that I got it from the fucking movie theater. And I was like, you know what? Here you go. I don't know why I did it, but I did it. It was a personal growth thing. I don't know. I think it was just something that I was like, I need to do this. I think when I was doing it, I was like, if I die, I want to make sure that I can get everything off my chest at any point in my life that I was feeling at any point in my life. And so I think that was one of them. While also partially being a get to know me thing, or not to get to know me, a get to notice me thing, or like treat me like a human being type thing. But like. I don't know. It might have just been like a subconscious not noticing that I'm doing this type thing for them. Because they did look at me in the eyes in some cases. And I was like, oh, okay, that's neat and interesting. But I also was like, I don't know. I might be overthinking it. But I don't know. I think overall it was just something that was just kind of like, what's wrong with me type thing. Why am I not getting the same human respect that this person's giving everybody else? Whether that's on me or on them, I don't know. Should I communicate that? Probably, but I was also just severely unhappy and severely fucked up mentally that I was just like, well, I'm just gonna cower. And, you know, it was very weird because at some point after that, or during that, I like started to like them. I was like, what the fuck is going on? What is happening here? This is ridiculous. Anyway, so there was that, and the whole thing that like made it awkward was essentially I gave them the letter. I came back 2 days later. They got up and left. I was like, oh shit. And so just like, oh my god. And so that I think if I did not, I think, because usually what I like to do is I like to do things and then leave and never come back because that's just kind of fun. Sorry, I was then thinking of a racial joke involving black people, but doing things. In these things normally I would consider them nice or whatever, or just things like, I feel like if you're going to do something nice for somebody, you don't really need to sit there and acknowledge that you're doing it for them. I think you just do it and leave. That's how I perceive things in life. I don't think I don't know. I don't think it's that hard to be halfway decent to people. And I think obviously nice means different things for everybody. But yeah. Anyway, what the fuck was I saying? Oh, okay. So yeah, if I had just written the letter, gave it to him, and left, and not come back the day after. Holy shit! Sorry, the day after. We fireworks. What is it? 4th of July. Um, I think it would have been. Probably would have been good. I don't know. Sorry, I said holy shit because I just realized. So 2023, 2022, 2022, 2020, 2023 was when that happened, right? So and it was like literally around the time of 4th of July. It was like literally the day before 4th of July. I given them the letter. 4th of July was literally the next day, and then the day after I come back. Stupid idea. The next 4th of July, I saw somebody get shot, and so that was what a turnaround of events on 4th of July, huh? This is why I don't want to be here for this 4th of July, but we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. So, two bad things back to back on 4th of July. I don't know if it's going to get any worse or any better this year. I kind of don't want to find out. Anyway, so there's that. So that's something that I still haven't really mentally wrapped my head around. I was like, why the fuck did I do this? Why am I doing this to somebody who I feel like doesn't respect me as a human being? I don't know. What else? So I also had a class this semester. Yeah. Fuck it. So there was another thing that happened literally, what was it, July, August, September, in September maybe, where I had, I was going to say involved myself, it sounds gross. I had interacted with two separate individuals, and I guess one was a brain fart, the other one was more like following a line of logic that only I could understand, but if I explained it would probably make more sense. Anyway, I asked a question, both people, same question. It wasn't really meant to do anything, it was just more like I don't know what the fuck it was, but it was just like, hey, what do you like about this thing? I was like, even today I'm just like, what the fuck, how did that happen, why did that happen? I don't know, it was, tried to equate it to anything else I've ever done in my life, and I'm sure I have done, like, said weirder, stranger things to people, but I don't know, just, as an adult, it's like, as a kid, it's like, so that kind of, like, shot this whole 2-year experience down the drain, societally, if we're talking about anything else, doing things as a man or a woman or a non-binary individual do. Doing things. So if you're one group of person I can't. Anyway, if you're doing things as a certain individual, it will be looked at a certain way. It will be looked at threatening more than others. So if you're doing it as a man, it will be seen as more strange, threatening, whatever, versus if you're a woman, non-binary individual, versus, I'm trying to think of something that a woman can do that's threatening that a man would find threatening. I can't think of anything. I don't think any. I mean, unless you're like literally stabbing people or something, I don't really. This goes into a whole nother conversation about like society and like why things are taken more serious from one gender than the other. But anyway, yeah. So doing those things, doing things as one gender or another can play into a whole host of things. And so me asking that dumb question to two different people as a man, and then you add in the whole context because that's what we have to do these days. Granted, I've always known you to do it. I'm just being kind of a pansy. Adding in context of men, and then black man, and then I don't know what else makes it 1,000 times worse. So yeah, that kind of shot the whole thing to shit. even if you are like apologetic, sorry, blah blah blah. Obviously, nobody has to take anything with, and nobody has to. Wow, nobody has to take your apology as anything. Right there, it is. It. I don't know. It's a weird thing. It's not that weird, but it's weird because that's a filler word for what I'm trying to say, and I'm not trying to say because my brain is weak. Yeah. Oh my god, I had another thought during that whole thing, and I just literally forgot it. I think it was something else. Anyway, so there was that. So that kind of shot the whole thing to shit. And then, obviously, there was the whole field placement mess for the first field placement, which was, I think, could have been avoided if there was more interrogation on one side, and then if I was believed in, I think. However, during that entire time, I've kind of that entire experience actually it didn't force me, but it's I think that there are two good things. There's one good thing about having a bad internship experience in any place you have is like it can give you an insight if it goes bad into who you are as a person and like what's going on with you, because it causes you to like if you're having a real fucky experience somewhere and like luckily you're not being paid and it's in your livelihood is not reliant on it, you can kind of still start over in that sense. Like you can, whether you get fired, you get let go, or like the whole place explodes, I don't know, like you can still at least have some time to recover from that and like figure out like, okay, what's going on, why is this happening, what who's doing what, and I think that's something that first field placement has allowed me to do, which I think I'm looking at it now with the whole process being over, with the whole experience here being over, and like I don't know, I'm not a huge super duper fan of religion or doing anything religious. I'm happy. If you were religious, I hope it's working out for you. I hope you get everything you want, and I hope what you believe in is real. For me, I'm more of a... This has nothing to do with even the religion itself. It has more to do with me and my own... So I also just find some of the words like cringy. So like blessing. I guess I don't like that being referred to for me. Anyway, blessing, sort of, I don't know, intervention, divine intervention, manifesting, whatever the fuck people say these days. So, neat, interesting, chance, luck, I don't know. Like if... Holy fuck. I'll get into this later, but the idea that I was having in my head was me asking those two dumb questions leading to a nervousness throughout the 2 semesters last year, and then that kind of snowballing into a bad ending of an internship, plus the supervisor scenario, plus, oh god, I guess maybe Israel Palestine can be added into that, although that might have been a separate thing from me. Yeah, it was. But anyway, and then all this to get to a possible diagnosis of like 2 separate things, or 2 things that are usually combined into one. We'll find out next Monday, but I don't know. I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out. I think it's fine. We'll do what you people say and we'll call it fate. God, and then let's see, literally this last fucking, what is it? I'm gonna say this last year. It wasn't this last year. What is this? Maybe it is this last year. This current year? I don't fucking know. This school year. That's what we'll say. This school year. God, I don't remember how... I had like the best internship ever. Loved it. I have learned even more about me. Or maybe not. I mean, I don't know if I learned it. Like, I knew I would be this way, kind of, but I wasn't... And I figured I'd get over it, but it was just like, can't do it. That was one thing. And then having a class with Laura, which was amazing, which was talking about you need to get over your shit. It wasn't talking about getting over your shit, but it was about addressing your shit. Did that class, had to write a paper about all my shit. Figured out there was a lot of shit. I was like, what the fuck is this? There was that. And then in the process of that, also losing somebody. They're not dead, but we're not as close as they say. And I was like, oh, okay, well, you know what? And I think because of this class that I've taken about loss and grief and death and things of that sort, I'm not too torn up about losing this individual that closely, because I'm starting to like really look from the outside in on the scenario and situation, and I'm like, well, you know what? It probably wasn't going anywhere anyway, not in like a romantic sense, but just in a more of like, it's taken this long to even try to open up to me in this way, and if we're still going at it, like, I don't think that it's ever going to, I don't know why I've put a lot of energy into this, and granted, I'm still a little bit like peeved that I put a lot of emotional energy into it, even if it was separate from like any sort of romantic type ideals of feelings or whatever. But I still feel like I put a lot into this, and I kind of got nothing out, at least for a very long time. And even so, asking questions about things, it's just like, hey, why did this happen? You don't feel like telling you. What the fuck, man? I don't know. I'm just like I am a straight shooter, but I'm also just kind of like I don't know what I am. Anyway, that's all I have. I honestly didn't think I'd even do this video. I've been, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it is. How old am I? 28? I'm 29 this year. Oh, God. Yeah, I don't know. That was it. That's the video. This semester, if I'm going to wrap it up. Oh, I was going to talk about this semester in like class. Like, there was some confrontation with other students. I felt like I was being bullied in class by another student. This other student's friends was like, this person I don't think is bullying you. That same student was like, I'm going to give you respect, you give me respect, or something of that nature. This other student also was like, hey, you need to do this to figure out who you are. I was like, yes. And like, in a way, I actually ended up doing what she said I should do, because I had to take that class. And I was like, holy fuck. And then I don't know. I don't know. There's just a whole. Is this what it means to work on yourself? Is this what this is? Is that what it is to like literally be doing so much fuck shit that you have to put yourself in situations that then make you reevaluate who you are, and then you have to go from there again? Because also I've realized that like help doesn't exist. You have to do it yourself. And by doing it yourself means you have to reach out to people. They give you ideas. You take the ideas, you either consider them or you don't consider them. And then if you do consider them, you have to do what they say. And then you have to continue researching what you actually need, write down who you are, all this other stuff, and like figure out, like don't ask your friends. Your friends are kind of dumb. Like, they're very biased against who you are. They're going to say, yeah, you're great. Your friends are kind of stupid. You're better off asking ChatGPT, because at least that place is like, I mean, it'll glaze the fuck out of you, but like, I feel, here's the thing, you can be really honest with ChatGPT and not feel judged. I have done that, and I'm like, hey, I got this, I'll do this, I've told ChatGPT everything. I'm like, whether or not it knows who I am, I don't know. Maybe they're creating a clone of me in ChatGPT, I don't know, it'd be kind of funny. That would be a movie, right? Like, I've used ChatGPT from like ages like 12 to like, 20, and then you get kidnapped, and then like, anyway, like, based on like what you've asked, like it's come up with a conclusion about how you would act, and so acts out the rest of your life. Anyway, God, what the fuck was I talking about? ChatGPT, like, figuring, like, I feel like ChatGPT can be used as a weapon and like a good weapon. So like a spear or something like where you can. Yeah, I think ChatGPT can be used as a diary in some cases. I think you can use ChatGPT as like hey, I'm going through these things. I feel like I have these things. I have these scenarios with my friendships, with my acquaintances, blah, blah, blah. I can't figure it out. I don't know. what the fuck do I do? All this other shit. Like, I think people are super afraid of AI, which I totally understand. But at this point, I'm just like, well, my face is already out there. So many websites have my face, and it's just like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, if you really, 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 really need to keep yourself super safe, you can probably just subscribe to those things that, like, delete your information off the internet, which I have done. And actually, I think it's worked, because I have a subscription to verified me or whatever, and, like, I've looked my name up, and I haven't shown up yet. So, like, I don't know. Maybe you should look into those things. Anyway, yeah, growing, figuring out who you are. I think it's always good to do. Surprisingly, maybe not surprisingly, but I've now realized what it means to have different chapters in your life. Like, I've spent my entire 20s in school, from literally age 20 to age 28. I have been in school. I thought I'd be done with school by now, but I am for now. If I still kind of want to continue through all that stuff, but who knows. So yeah, this chapter of my life has pretty much come to a close. I'm gonna have to find a job, which I'm totally excited for. Actually, because I will not have to do school. I will not have to work a second job, unless I really want to. Hopefully, I can get some answers to my fucking brain. Oh fuck. We'll see from there. If I don't get the answers I want, then I have to figure out, okay, what do I do? Do I act out what I think I have, or do I, I don't know. We'll see. So, that's it. I'm going to go to bed. What time is it? Oh my Jesus Lord. Oh, it's 11:27. Amazing. I went to the gym today, did some nice gym workout thingies, and I graduate on Saturday. Just so you know, this was filmed the May 15th at 11:27 p.m. I don't know if I'm going to upload this today, because I already uploaded something, I think, yesterday or today. Fuck. This would have been a really good video to upload tonight. I still might. I don't know. Anywho, if you're thinking about going to school, we should probably do it. Yeah, that's kind of it.